Today we will revise the periodic classification of elements. That day we had said about carbons, compounds, and the properties, and earlier we have studied it. So let us study about little bit regarding the periodic classification. All right. Now, first thing is what is needed is why this classification was needed. Why are the classification of elements necessary? So, up to the end of 17th century, that means around 1800 AD, small number of elements were known. Therefore, it was very easy for us to remember, study the properties of all these elements. But gradually, with the development of chemistry, several new elements were discovered. That means at present, more than 118 elements are known to us. And 118 elements to study their properties and to study their properties of the compound, it becomes extremely difficult for us to remember. Therefore, we need a device or we need a system to arrange these elements so that the study becomes easier. The scientists find it very difficult to organize all that known of the elements. They started looking for some pattern in the properties of the elements. On the basis of it, they could study a large number of the elements and their compounds. As more and more elements were discovered, the scientists collected more and more information about the properties of these elements. They struggled to find link between these elements. This gave a necessity of classifying the elements. What does it mean? 118, maybe you take it as around 100 elements were known. To study, understand each of these elements and the relationship between one element and another one in their properties, it was extremely difficult for the scientists to remember all these things. So therefore they thought of, we must do something to make the study of these elements easier. So we have been learning how various things, living things are grouped as classified on the basis of the property. This classification is also very common to our daily life. The first and earliest classification of these elements may be in the form of metals, non-metals, and metalloids. Isn't it? We have studied what are the properties of metals, the opposite is that of the non-metals, and then something which shows the properties of these metals and non-metals, we call them as metalloids. Isn't it clear? So this is what is. Now let us further understand it. This classification, for example, supposedly you go to a grocery shop, so all the things are put in its own place. So for example, the soaps are to be arranged, that will be in one place. The biscuits or other things are to be arranged in another place. And among the soap also, washing soap and toilet soap are separated. So that the shopkeeper knows it. The most example is you go to a medical shop. Isn't it? When you ask for the particular medicine, they will be arranging in the name of their name or the salts combination so that they can understand where the medicine is presented. So, similarly, scientists made several attempts to classify these elements according to their properties and obtain an orderly arrangement of elements. This has been achieved by arranging these elements in such a way that similar elements are placed together while dissimilar elements are separated from one another. What does it mean? Suppose like earliest classification, we can take it as metals, non-metals and metalloids. So when we classify all the metals together in one place, we cannot say that suppose like silver and sodium are taken it. Both are metals, but their properties are entirely different. Is it clear? If you take Fe, that is iron and gold is taken, there are differences in the property. But when we classify them as metals, take the case of oxygen and carbon, both are non-metals, but there are differences in the properties. So broad classification is metals, non-metals and metalloids, and then these metals needs to be further classified according to the properties. So arranging these elements in such a way that similar elements are placed together, all those elements which are similar, somewhat like similarity in the properties are placed together, and dissimilar elements are separated from this. This is what is meant by the meaning of classification. The chaos out of this one is eliminated just by arranging these elements in this method. The main object of classification of elements have been taken, the study of chemistry and their compounds. Similar, that means once the elements are classified, their study becomes easier. The elements having similar properties are arranged together in one particular family. So if you know the properties of one member of that particular family, it is applicable for us to remember the rest of the one. In this chapter, that is a periodic classification, and that is what is we might be doing it. See broadly what has happened, the classification of elements have been classified into two, earlier classification and the modern classification. Now, all the earlier classifications were based on atomic mass. Understood? And why atomic mass? One can say that Dalton said atoms are indivisible. The elements are made up of atoms, and atoms cannot be divided, isn't it? So what is we consider one element from another one is on account of its mass. Understood it? So earlier the scientists, they were knowing about the means it was said that atoms are indivisible, so they thought of atom is indivisible. Therefore, the classifications were based on atomic mass, whether the mass of an atom is heavier or lighter. Understood it? So all these earlier classifications were based on atomic mass. The simple reason is that time it was believed, like 9th class we have studied, Dalton said atoms are indivisible particles. So that may be the reason why they consider it as, taken it as atomic mass. Since the beginning of 19th century, scientists have been trying to classify the elements into certain groups. Attempts are made to put the elements having similar properties into the particular group called family. Some of the earlier attempts are this one. First is, as I told you, metals, non-metals, etc. This one. And it was among the earlier classified, Lavoisier classified the elements of metals and non-metals. However, the classification proved to be inadequate. In 1803, John Dalton published a table relative atomic weights, now called atomic mass. This formed an important basis of classification. The first one is Doberian's triad. In the year 1817, John Doberian, a German scientist, tried to arrange the elements of similar properties into groups. He classified the elements in groups of 3 elements. Now remember, maybe 63 or 70 elements were known. To study about 63, 70 elements properties is extremely difficult. So instead of that, he reduced the elements into particular groups. So if you study the particular group, which we called it as triad, he classified the elements into groups of 3 elements called as triads. So Doberian showed that elements in the triad have similar properties. The triad means out of 3. So he classified the elements in a group of 3, and he said, among the triad, the elements are having similar properties, and the middle elements, atomic mass, will be the mean of the other two. So how do we say the law? What he said is, if you arrange 3 elements in the ascending order of their atomic mass, and the middle element's atomic mass is mean of the other two, then all the 3 elements are having similarity in their properties. Understood it? So 3 elements were arranged in the ascending order. Any 3 elements he took it, arranged in the ascending order, and there he found that if the middle element's atomic mass is the mean of the other two, then all the 3 elements are similar in their properties. For example, you can take few examples: lithium, sodium, potassium. Lithium is atomic mass is 7, potassium is 39. So 39 plus 7 divided by 223 is atomic mass of sodium. Understood? This was somewhat like applicable. So it was applicable because all these triads which Doberian had made were of metals. They all have the valency one. They all react with water. Supposedly, you know, the sodium reacts with water to form sodium hydroxide. Lithium, lithium hydroxide. Potassium, potassium. So these metals, later we call them as alkali metals. So this law was applicable only few triads. Understood it? Not every. Supposedly 60 elements were not, he did not make 3 triads. Understood it? Few lighter elements which are resembling in their properties and their atomic mass, somehow the middle element's mass were the mean of the other two, so he classified them accordingly. Similar calcium, strontium, and barium, this one barium, all these things. These elements are called alkaline. Another important one. So, but what was the limitation of this one? The important limitation is that every element could not be arranged in this method. For example, nitrogen, phosphorus, and arsenic is taken it, and the atomic mass of arsenic is found to be 31, whereas when according to the calculation, if you go it is coming to be 44. So it was, and hence it is not considered the triad. So triads were applicable. You could classify only three triads of the elements known at that time. Only three triads were there, like lithium, sodium, potassium, strontium, calcium, barium, chlorine, bromine, and iodine. So these were the three triads where Doberian could do it, but other elements he could not do it. So naturally, what has happened? Number of elements were known, and he couldn't do about this. That was discarded. Then comes Newland's law of octave. Octave means out of 8. In 1866, an English chemist, John Newland, proposed a system of classification of elements with similar properties. He tried to correlate the properties of the elements with their atomic mass. That means he found there is some relationship between the properties and the atomic mass. He arranged the known elements in order of increasing atomic mass. And he started with elements having lowest atomic mass and ended at thorium with highest atomic mass at that time. He observed that every eighth element had the properties similar to that of the first. What was Doberinis tried? Out of the elements, three tried he could make it. So certain elements are taken it, three elements, similar property, the middle element's atomic mass was found to be the mean of the other two. But there are cases, elements with the similar properties and atomic mass did not match it. So that so only few elements were, so it was discarded. But Newland's law became little better one in the sense that he arranged all the elements known in descending order of atomic mass. Right from hydrogen onwards, he started arranging. And there he noted that eighth element and the first element are having similarity in their properties. So when the elements were arranged in order of increasing atomic mass, properties of every eighth elements are the repetition of first element. That means as a musical note, the eighth note is the repetition of the first note. So that is what did it. So every eighth element is found to be similar, and this is became the Newland's law of octave. And the limitations were the octaves has the following limitation. This octave was applicable up to the calcium element. It was not applicable to elements with higher atomic mass. Understood it? So elements with lower atomic mass were obeyed this law, but higher atomic mass did not. The position of hydrogen along with fluorine chlorine was not justified. Hydrogen was placed along with fluorine, chlorine, etc. Understood it? So that was not justified because hydrogen is the lightest gas. Its valency is one or later onwards we had studied all these things. But what has happened? The chemical properties of hydrogen is not resembling that of fluorine or chlorine. So what he placed along with that. Then clear from the table, two elements of the same slot fit elements table. For example, fluorine, chlorine, bromine. Similarly, iron, which resembles with cobalt, nickel properties, are placed away from this element. Means, what has been told, initially it was told, this law was applicable to the first 20 elements. So, beyond 20, certain elements observed it, but not every element. So, that is why it became the drawback. Understood it? So, these were the two classifications of earlier one. That is what is given it. The next one. So, Doberinis tried and Newland's law of octave. And the next one is the first systematic classification, which was based on certain rule, that was a Mendeleev's classification. Even after earlier failures, many scientists continued to search for a pattern to classify the elements. The earlier attempts provided some clue that there are certain regularities among the elements. Because that started off with Newland's law of octave. What did octave said? If the elements, Newland has said, if the elements are arranged in descending order of atomic mass, the properties are getting repeated on the eighth element. So everybody thought of that. So however, the first and the most important atomic classification was made by Russian chemist Dmitry Mendeleev. And why this figure is more prominent? Because he made a law which he said the properties, the physical and chemical properties of elements are the periodic functions of their atomic mass. Physical and chemical properties of elements are periodic functions of their atomic. He made a law. What was his law? Which is known as Mendeleev's periodic law. He said, I am going to classify the elements according to this law. And he said, The properties of elements are periodic functions of their atomic mass. Understood it clearly? On the basis, this means that when the elements are arranged in order of their increasing atomic mass, some elements with the similar properties repeated at regular intervals. Such orderly recurring of properties in a cyclic fashion is said to be occurring periodically. You know that period, something which is repeated after regular intervals of time. So what did he say? If the elements are arranged in the increasing order of atomic mass, after regular intervals, the properties are repeated. So he said the properties are repeated periodically. Understood it? It is a modified form of Newland's law of octave. Newland had said that eighth element is having similarity in their properties, and Mendeleev little modified it and said that you arrange the elements in the increasing order of atomic mass, and the properties are periodically repeated. Periodically, they repeat. Understood it? This is responsible for the name of periodic law of the periodic table. On the basis of his periodic law, Mendeleev arranged all the known elements in the form of a table known as periodic table. It was observed that elements with the similar properties recur at regular intervals periodically. As a result of this, elements fall in certain groups or families, and these groups and families he called them by a particular name. The properties repeatedly periodically, that is why every seventh element Mendeleev table, this one. The Mendeleev's periodic table was published in 1872. The formula of oxides and hydrates at the top of the columns letter R is used to represent the elements of this group. For example, hydrates of carbon is CH4 is written as RH4. The oxide of carbon as RO2 because he represented that first element as R. So therefore, if it is present in one of the group, then you call it as RO, RH, etc., etc. So the horizontal rows in the periodic table, Mendeleev called it as periods, and the vertical columns he called it as groups. The original periodic table by Mendeleev had 6 periods and 8 groups. In his table, each group is further subdivided into 2 subgroups A and B. On the classification of elements, Mendeleev was guided by 2 main factors: increasing atomic mass and grouping of elements with similar properties. 66 elements were known at that time, Mendeleev's time. How many elements? 63 elements were known. So what he did, for the 63 elements, he made a card for each element. And each card he arranged it. And while the elements were arranged, he made one point clear. That is, elements with the cards are, the atoms are to be arranged, the elements are to be arranged in the ascending order of atomic mass. First thing is that. And the second one, what he did, all those elements with the similar properties were falling down in the same vertical column. So 2 things. What was the 2 things? First one, the elements were arranged in the ascending order of atomic mass. And the second one, elements with the similar properties were falling down on the same vertical column. So that is why his table has got the horizontal columns. Left to right, the elements were arranged, increasing order. And that he called it as periods. And elements with the similar properties are falling down the same vertical column, which he called it as groups. So Mendeleev's periodic table had groups as well as periods. So how many groups? 8 groups were there. And each group were further subdivided into A and B. So totally we can take this way. Mendeleev had 8 vertical columns, that is known as 8 vertical groups, and 6 horizontal columns are known as periods. And each of these group is represented with R. So with that, Mendeleev as the originator of the bold concept of classifying the elements. His success with this insight helped to persuade other scientists on the merits of his ideas when several missing elements were discovered. Now, let us understand what were the advantages of Mendeleev's periodic table. First thing, it was a systematic classification of elements. Why we say systematic? He said he made a law, and based on the law, he arranged it. So, for the first, knowing the properties of the elements in a group, the properties of other elements in the group can be easily guessed. Thus, provide useful aid in studying and remembering the properties of a large number of elements. That means elements with the similar properties were in the same vertical columns known as groups. So instead of learning each and every element of the particular group, you remember first member or any one member of the group, study their properties, and that is applicable for the rest of the elements. The second one, classification of the elements is fundamental atomic property. That is what I told you. He formulated a law. I am going to classify the elements according to the increase in atomic numbers. Based on that, he classified it, so that became. Mendeleev classified the elements on the basis of atomic mass. This is more fundamental atomic property than earlier atoms. Earlier atoms, they simply said, and he said, okay, this is a correction of atomic masses. Mendeleev's periodic table could predict the errors in the atomic mass of elements based on the positions. What does it mean? Arrangement of elements in the ascending order of atomic mass. While he could not get element to be placed in a particular group, the properties are matching, but the atomic masses are not matching. So what did he say? Atomic masses are wrong. These are to be corrected. So, for example, the atomic masses are to be corrected. So what he did? Some of the elements atomic mass, he got corrected it, and atomic masses, beryllium was corrected from 13.5 to 9. That means the properties of beryllium is not matching with the atomic mass. So he corrected the atomic mass. Similarly, with the help of indium, gold, platinum, etc. were corrected. So 4 elements atomic masses were corrected according to Mendeleev because properties were not matching with the atomic. So he said this is to be. Then prediction of new elements. That is what is another important point. Because within he could not get element to be placed in a particular vertical column or a horizontal one. So he left that as blank. Because remember, the only 2 criteria what he thought was increase in left to right, increase in order of atomic mass, and top to bottom similar property elements. So when both these conditions were not matching, he left that as a blank. And when a table was presented to the scientific community with the blank spaces, then it is a human tendency to ask why this column is blank. They did not ask why these columns are filled. They asked why this column is blank. So that blank spaces predicted the discovery of new elements. For example, boron, Eka aluminum, etc., which later to be first element under boron, aluminum, silicon, respectively. All these elements are discovered later and had properties similar to those of Mendeleev, what he was predicted. Understood it? Then noble gases. Helium were mentioned in many studies, but how these gases were discovered very late. So prediction of noble gases, because noble gases, anything which is chemically reactive can be identified. When it is a metal, by making its chemical reaction, we cannot identify. Likewise, non-metals. But if an element does not react at all, how do we identify? That is become the problem. One of the achievements of periodic table was that when these gases are discovered, they could be placed in the new group without disturbing the existing order. Helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon, these gases were discovered much later. But Mendeleev could place these gases also in the periodic table without disturbing. Understood it? So that is how the method now. Yes, you know that anything that has advantage will be having disadvantage also. Limitations of Mendeleev's table. First one, position of hydrogen. So he placed hydrogen in the first group along with alkali metals as well as along with halogens. Hydrogen is, as I told you many times, hydrogen is only non-metal which is metallic in nature. Non-metal in the sense that it needs 1 electron to complete the octet. Therefore, he placed along with halogens. And since it has got only 1 valence electron, that means it is behaving like metal in chemically, electropositive, and therefore he placed along with the first group. So position of hydrogen, where should it be placed? On the other hand, then also resembles. So therefore there. Then anomalous pairs of elements are placed together. For example, what was the rule? Arrangement in the ascending order. When you arrange these elements in the ascending order, then potassium's atomic mass is 39, argon's atomic mass is 40. And when you arrange it in ascending order, 40 must follow 39. But when he made the table, argon was the last one and potassium comes after argon. That means that order was not maintained. Understood it? Now maybe we could say that argon was inert gas which was discovered later. When these 18 group, that is a zero group elements were added, inert gases were added in the Mendeleev's periodic, that became the problem. But when Mendeleev classified the elements and left the table, there was no problem because that time argon was not discovered it. Have you understood it? Argon got discovered later and you are introducing that element in between, then the order was. Anyway, that became the drawback. There are other cases also. Then position of isotopes. You all know that isotopes are atoms of the same element. Same element means their chemical properties are the same. Hydrogen has got 3 isotopes: ordinary hydrogen, protium, deuterium, and tritium, with atomic mass 1, 2, and 3. So if you are arranging, you say that I am going to arrange these elements in the increasing order of atomic mass, then you must give place for all those elements which are different atomic masses. So instead of 3 positions for hydrogen, he gave only 1 position. That is protium, ordinary hydrogen was placed. Other 2 he left. Have you understood it? So what was the law? The physical and chemical properties of elements are periodic functions of their atomic mass. You arrange the elements according to the increase in atomic mass. So the first one should be ordinary hydrogen, protium, second should be deuterium, and third should be tritium. So the periodic table must have 3 places. Periodic table must have 3 places. Instead of that, he gave only 1 place. You understood it clearly? So that became. Then some similar elements are separated and dissimilar elements are placed together. Now that is the most important one. So for example, along with the elements like alkali metals, lithium, sodium, potassium, these all are highly reactive metals. We have studied their properties in metals, non-metals. They react vigorously with water to form alkali. Therefore, they are known as alkali metals. And along with them, gold, silver, and platinum, which are the least reactive. So how can you place highly reactive metals with the least reactive elements? So that became the drawback. He did not, there is another point, he could not explain why these elements are their properties are periodically repeated. He could not give any reason. Suppose like the first and the 8th element in Mendeleev, Newland said properties are similar. So Mendeleev said periodicity of properties according to the increase in mass. Periodicity, that is change in properties according to the increase in atomic mass. So he could not explain this one. Why the properties are similar, but the periodicity could not be explained. Understood it? So this were all these classifications were based on atomic mass. Remember why was? Because that time it was believed atoms are indivisible particles. So only thing what we knew is the size of atom, whether it is heavier or atomic size, larger in the atomic mass, the lighter or the heavier mass. That was only thing. So that was a classification for the elements. All right. So this was all about the earlier classification. You may get a brief question. Describe briefly about the earlier classification, or maybe what was the basis of earlier classification. State Mendeleev's periodic law. What was groups in Mendeleev's periodic table? State the merits and demerits of periodic table. Name 2 scientists who helped in development of periodic table. Understood it? Then name the terms used: vertical columns in the periodic table, horizontal columns. Name the scientists who classified the elements in triad. Lithium, sodium, and potassium and deuterium triad are having this thing. Find the atomic mass of sodium. Give one example, a pair of elements which are not correctly placed in Mendeleev's periodic table. Understood it? Dissimilar elements. Then one. Give an example of an element which was discovered by Mendeleev after Mendeleev's periodic. Eka boron, Eka silicon, and Eka aluminum. See, in CR2 it is clearly mentioned. This is important. Name the element discovered as Eka silicon. X, Y, Z are 3 elements in Doberian triad. The atomic masses are given in increasing order. You need to find the atomic mass of the unknown element. Which property of atoms formed on the basis of Mendeleev's classification? The properties is that of atomic mass. So remember about all this. So these are the simple questions which can be likely to be asked. So remember, early classifications all were based on atomic mass. The simple reason one can say that time it was believed atoms were indivisible. Now all the modern classifications are based on atomic number. Understood? That will touch on in our next class. So this is all about the early classification. All right, and kindly mark your attendance in the comments column. Next time we will do the modern classification. All right.